Right now I'm joined by Paul, who is Game Director of F1 2012. Paul, as someone who is somewhat unfamiliar with F1, can you tell us what this new game is all about?
We've got a big push this year to try and introduce F1 to a bigger crowd and to make it less intimidating as a title. We're going to start the game with a young drivers test this year, just to learn the basics of the controls, to head out on track, just to do it a couple of sections at a time and string them together, and just to build the confidence before we unleash them onto the full game. There's a hot lap training videos just to build people in, what sort of gear they should be taking corners at, and if you obviously watch one of the Formula 1 drivers drive a real lap, then you learn so much from that. So all of these things are sort of built into the very beginning of the game just to help transition players through.
What were the main things that you wanted to see changed this year?
You always want to move the physics forward, you always want to move the aero forward. Which other areas need perhaps a tweak and a finesse here and there? What's the feedback from the community and from a lot of racing research that we did as well? But at the same time, it's an annual sports brand site, so you're always getting pushed for, what's new. Give me a reason to spend another, 40, 50 bucks on this game. So hopefully we've done all that this year.
What different game modes you can actually play?
It's all the same game modes as we had in F1 2011. There will be some new game modes, but we're not going to be talking about them here at E3. It's all completely hush-hush, but they're all still existing game modes that we had in there from previous years. So the career mode, jump into a quick race, time trial, time attack, multiplayer of course, co-op championship. We've got quite a complex AI system in the background, and in previous years, as in the sport itself, the car makes the biggest difference. So even though last year Nico Rosberg was quite consistently outperforming Michael Schumacher, even sometimes when he was 5, 6, 7 tenths of a second slower, he was only one place behind him in the grid because the car made up the difference. That's not the case this year, as we've seen 6 races, 6 different winners. So you're really seeing the driver's skill come to the fore. You see Alonso, how much more he's able to extract from the Ferrari than Massa. So that's something that we had in the game, but this year it's just going to have a bit more of an effect because the cars are so even this year.
Did any of the Formula 1 drivers themselves actually help create the game, themselves simulate the game?
We work closely with Anthony Davison. He used to be the Mercedes test driver, he's now Sky Sports pundit. David Croft on the commentary side of things, and just sort of the voice and the presentation of the game, and just loads of feedback from all the teams. To be honest, we've had calls from engineers and strategists, and just so many drivers up and down the grid have used our game to learn tracks. So we're pretty confident that they're going to be doing the same with Austin, Texas this year.
Well, listen, the game sounds fantastic. Should we give it a whirl? We'll have a look. Let's have a look.
So this year we've got a brand new front end. It's much more about the car being the star, as you're going to see on the pack shots and various bits and pieces as well. It's a very clean, less loading times, and much easier to navigate your way through the game and find the game mode. So again, in F1 2010, Korea was the new track. F1 2011, it was India. We're making these tracks before they're actually available in real life. This is our Austin, Texas. The dynamic racing line here in front of me, you'll notice it in 3D. It sort of goes up to changes colour, but also goes up in height, the sort of more that I should be braking. So again, it's a really useful tool for people to use the game. You can already see I'm not very good at multitasking. Each track takes over a man-year to make in terms of getting it right. We've got new crowd technology here this year, so all the tracks are much more populated. The new lighting system, you can see they've already come on quite a lot visually as well. We're constantly trying to improve the graphical fidelity year on year. But it's sort of imperative that you get these feedback references that you see on TV and try and mirror them in the game. We're trying to sort of finesse the lap times so they're as accurate as they can be against real life. And of course, no one's done a flying lap of Austin, Texas yet, so there's a bit of guesswork involved as well.
And so you can actually play co-op online with someone else, like a teammate, and go on races together. There's
obviously the multiplayer aspect where you can just all compete against each other, 16, pick whoever you want, but there's also the co-op championship, so you both start off as teammates. Really, you're working together to help the team develop the car, but only one of you is going to win the Drivers' World title, so you get towards the end of the season and it really gets into some quite nasty rivalries.
Well, listen, Paul, the game looks fantastic. Can't wait to play it for myself and take on my friends, and thank you for best of luck with the game.